Hello folks, Phil Gallagher of ThrabenU here for another Legacy video. We have a really spicy deck list today, courtesy of Ryan G. I've given it a little bit of love and tuning. Let's take a look at the original version. So, um, establishing some boundaries first. This is absolutely a for fun deck list. This is to see, can we do the thing and make the thing work? So the Mir, however you want to say it, are absolutely a beloved race of creatures. They go back a long time. One of the first sets that I drafted was Scars of Mirrodin. So like I absolutely love these little duders. So we are going to see if we can build a competitive maybe, legacy deck around them. So here is the donor's idea. We use Urza's Incubator and choose Mir to make all of our Mir creatures free. We then use either a Vedalken Archmage, so that whenever we cast an artifact spell, we draw a card, or a Glimpse of Nature, whenever you cast a creature spell this turn, draw a card. So the combination of these two things should allow us to roll through our entire deck, and in case we hit some lands, we have things like Thoughtcast and Thought Monitor to push us further ahead. And then we're going to try to draw our entire deck and play a Thassa's Oracle to win. As you can see here, the sideboard is a mess. Like there's 22 cards here. There's also like some demonic tutors, which are not currently legal in Legacy in here as well. So this kind of was a budding idea, and I've done some edits to it, and we'll kind of see where I ended up at. Let's get all this stuff on screen because there's a bunch of it. My changes are kind of small. So number one, Vedalken Archmage is a 4-mana 0/2. Resolving this and keeping it around is going to be a little bit tricky. The card will be stupid bonkers good in this deck list though, so like I can't cut them. But I decided that we would go more heavily in the line of the Glimpse of Natures, so that in the early game, we can just kind of use this as like maybe a draw 2 spell. Like play 1, play 2 Mirror or something like that. You know, redraw into some of our other things that are going to draw us cards. I think that's going to be a little bit more stable, and it's not just as easily disruptible versus something like a Lightning Bolt. When we have a bunch of these effects too, these things are going to stack pretty well. Number two, when I've played similar Cheerios-esque decks before, I found that the Thassa's Oracle wasn't super necessary. And if you get going and just do your thing, you can just absolutely just kill with something like a Grapeshot instead. So that's one of the other changes that I've made here. Number three, I've kind of just upped the count of things that draw cards. Like I went up on Glimpse to Natures, and I maxed out both Thoughtcast and Thought Monitor from the original build. The original build had a couple of cute things like Concordant Crossroads to give all your Mirror haste. I don't really know how necessary that was in the grand scheme of things. And the last thing I want to do is like play one of those and then get hit with like a 7/7 Hasty Murktide or something like that. That's real risky. I smoothed out the mana a little bit. I think I cut 2 artifact lands for 2 fetch lands to just give me more consistent access to Tropical Island. I think that's more important than like Seat of the Synod for Metalcraft for Mox Opal. Also, is this play? No, it is cast. Okay, cool. Just checking. I also polished up the sideboard a little bit. So as far as the sideboard goes, basically we are absolutely playing a for fun deck list today. So I have picked a couple of decks that I would like to say fuck you to, and I have built a sideboard for them. We're going to have some stuff for graveyards. We're going to have some stuff for other Storm-ish decks, assuming that we can just beat our opponent to death with a couple of 1/1s if we stop what they're doing. And then I've decided, like, this is a day that I just don't want to lose to Thassa's Oracle. We're going to play a full play set of Torpor Orbs. It just sounds fun. And then I needed to round out the sideboard with something to interact with my opponent's permanents. So, for example, something like a Plague Engineer could be annoying. Something like, some sort of deafening silence effect that limits the number of spells that I can play in a turn could be annoying. I need something to go and answer some of those things. I want to briefly address a couple of other things that I thought about doing that didn't quite make it into the deck list. In kind of sticking with the Mirror sub-theme, I also thought about trying to make some sort of infinite mana combo with Mirror Galvanizer and Palladium Mirror. That would maybe have to be something that's an alternative to Urza's Incubator rather than something. Let me rephrase that. I don't think you have the slots in the deck to try both an infinite mana combo and like this infinite card draw thing at the same time. I think you kind of have to pick a lane. So there's other directions you could go for a mirror deck. So for example, you could play like Mirror Galvanizer, Palladium Mirror, and then try to do something with like Mirror Turbines and cheating Mirror Battle Spheres into play or something like that, and like go down that route. But I think it ends up being a totally different deck. Anyway, I hope you all are going to enjoy these shenanigans here. Please consider throwing me a like before we get started. It's the easiest way to support my content for free and keep these ridiculous shenanigans coming. And if you're new here, please throw me a subscription. I'm kind of on the slow and steady march towards 10,000 subs. Let's do it. Let's battle. And if you end up wanting to mess with this or get one of your own decks on the channel, that's all available in the video description. Hey folks, Phil from the future here. If you want to watch me do the thing, skip to round 5. That's all. Enjoy the show. Okay, my first opening hand here can't actually get the ball rolling. We're going to go ahead and mulligan this one. How's this second hand? Second hand's kind of medium, honestly. But I don't know that I get to throw it back. This might be one of those times where like I just have to try to play a slow game, accumulate some artifacts, and use like Thoughtcast plus Thought Monitor to try and draw into enough gas to try and combo off later. Yeah, I think I'm going to pitch this and throw away the Glimpse since I only have, realistically, a single early game creature currently. Ooh, my opponent has mulliganed and started with a Leyline. This may mean something like Curses. I am going to just go ahead and preemptively fetch to play around Dark Ritual Opposition Agent to the best of my ability. I probably can't fully play around it because, yeah, okay. So we are probably playing against like Curses or an equivalent deck list. Anyway, I probably couldn't fully play around a Dark Ritual Opposition Agent anyway. I only have 2 artifacts right now. Hopefully, though, I now have enough like artifacts and mana on board that I can start just doing my thing. Okay. I guess let's try this. Okay. Success. So I have 2 artifacts. So this costs 3 currently. So that's fine. So we'll Thoughtcast. We have drawn the Grapeshot. This costs 5. Yeah, we just need another idiot in play to start making this stuff cheaper. I will not attack with this. So then end of turn, my opponent will make a 1/1 with Retrofitter Foundry. There it is. These constructs are going to be large. I'm not sure how much I actually care. Like, I'm either going to combo off and kill my opponent, or they're going to make that second construct and then kill me another turn or 2 down the line. Alright, this turns on Metalcraft, which is nice. How much are you? You're 4. So I'll go ahead and use this, I guess. Alright, so Thought Monitor number 1. I'll draw 2 cards for it. There's an Archmage. You cost 3 now? You cost 3. Alright, so I can maybe set up to do something kind of cool next turn. Alright, so I wish I had 1 more mana this turn. Alright, let's draw my 2 cards. There's a land. I guess let's just rip that other thing out of the deck. Alright. My opponent's going to make a 3/3, that'll become a 4/4, that'll become a 5/5. Alright, I've got some chumps available. That's, I guess, the good news. This is just a lot of pressure. I'm not sure when I am supposed to chump block, just in terms of trying to maximize life versus trying to maximize, or rather minimize how much my spells cost. The next turn I can go 4 mana. Okay, there's a Dark Ritual. Next turn I can go 4 mana Archmage into a mirror. Not sure exactly where that's going to get me, though. What did that imprint? Okay, that's the confirmation that I'm dealing with curses. Okay, so I am dead next turn. Just full on, I have literal no way to stop that, so I need to infinitely combo off. I will just take this hit. Okay. Well, I mean, I guess I try it, right? Like, there's no harm in attempting to do the thing. Alright. So, I will cast a thing. I have found an Urza's Incubator. That doesn't actually get me anywhere. So I will go ahead and concede to this. Versus this deck, I could consider Thorn or Echoing Truth. I'll probably just play Echoing Truth and call that good. It just lets me, like, bop some of those curses back to their hand. What do I want to get rid of? I don't know if my opponent is going to play Chalice versus me. They might. Like, my deck's kind of wild. Maybe I shave a couple of these. And... Save 3? Keep 4 card draw effects in addition to just this stuff. I think that's fine. There's going to be a good portion of the time where my opponent just has something that disrupts me a little bit anyway. I don't know that I'm going to get full combo off turns as much as I'm just going to like try to just grind with random artifact nonsense. Okay, how does this hand look? Opal, Petal, this, Mirror on turn 1, probably turn 2 Thought Monitor. Sure. Okay, opponent is starting with a ley line again. So we will play out the various artifacts that I am able to play out. Do I want to just play Iron Mirror for the cost of my Lotus Petal? Kind of. Yeah. It's a more permanent mana source in some ways. Plague Engineer being the thing that kind of like hoses me over here. Alright, there is another one. How much does this cost? This costs 4. I can make it cost 3 if I play a Deuter out first. I think I am just going to do this, though, and kind of see what I draw. Because I would rather... Else 1? Oh, yeah. Okay. We have a setup here to potentially combo off if I draw some sort of enabler. I need card draw. Alright. You're just gonna play a Helm? Wait, hold on. I can just attack that for 6. That's not the end of the world. Yeah, I think this is actually okay. So while my opponent can't do opposition agent nonsense, go ahead and do this and get my ritual thingy in play. My mirror. This is now free. I think I'm just going to go ahead and bash the Karn for 4. I can't use this for mana. I wonder if my opponent has a Helm in their sideboard and I'm just going to die for not holding up Echoing Truth. I guess we'll find out. Okay. Okay, they had the Helm in hand. Okay. I mean, I had the ability to play around that, but if I just let this... Yeah, maybe I should have left this up. Then I play around Helm a little bit better. And what do my next couple of draws look like? Medium? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that that was a punt necessarily. I could have thought about that more rather than just trying to get this out and immediately work towards comboing off. This hand is all mana sources. This is no good. This hand can't reasonably cast this Thought Monitor very quickly. I can reduce its cost by 2. That still means that this is a 5-drop. I think I go to 5. I mean, yeah. I'll keep this. Probably have to throw back 2 mana sources of some kind here. Unsure if Tropical Island is better than Mox Opal is the other thing I keep. I think I keep 2 land drops, though. Alright. Very normal legacy play of Ancient Tomb into Iron Mirror. Alright. That probably means Reanimator. We'll try to win games 2 and 3 via ley lines. Yeah. Okay, that's a Grizzlebrand in the yard. That is a Grizzlebrand. That is probably happening this turn. Yep, alright. We're not gonna beat that. Next game. How many of these cards do I board in? I almost certainly board in Ley Lines and Thorns. Do I go Echoing Truth deep? If I win, I'm gonna win fully via sideboard cards. I think we become a value-oriented deck this time. and like board out these 8 cards and just keep this stuff that will let me draw as the game goes long and try to find more copies of sideboard cards. I'm not sure about Echoing Truth. A lot of times, like if a Grizzlebrand gets into play and draws 7, like the damage is already done anyway. So I think I just need to try and stop those things from happening in the first place. All right, that's a ley line. And is obviously not perfect. It's incredibly slow. I don't know that this ley line hand wins, but I will basically be obligated to mulligan to another ley line hand. I'll mulligan. Like, I would like to find something that has both a ley line and the ability to at least do something. When I've gone down this deep, I'll just keep the mana sources and call it good. This is worse than the initial opening hand, but I think trying to fish was correct. All right. There's a ley line. I'll see what I can do with it. So the upside of this hand versus the original one is that I'm not as vulnerable to something like Thoughtseize, take your Thought Monitor, reanimate it, draw 2 cards, use that to fish for an answer to the ley line, yada, 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 yada. Okay, yeah. So, like, this is the sort of thing that we played around by mulliganing. So we kind of, oh, hell yeah. Absolutely hell yeah. All right, so this Thorn plus the ley line now means that life is actually pretty annoying for my opponent. Oh yeah, they are on literal 0 ability to cast spells. I'm going to go ahead and thin the deck here before I take this draw. All right, I will... Do I want to pay the life? I don't think I'll pay the life. Yep, just... this is part of a plan to just continue to play around future copies of Grief and Unmask, just in case that wasn't clear to everyone. Okay. Opponent's going for something here. Gotta be a 1 mana card or a free card, so maybe it's... Okay. Yep, just straight up playing around Unmask. This is comical. All right. My trusty Iron Mirror. I believe in you. I have every bit of confidence. All right. Sure. This is ridiculous. Okay, now we're going. Do I want to take life? I don't think I necessarily want to. Let's just do my draws. All right. Got just a couple of lands going here. Just a few. It's okay. Like it, you can kill your opponent with a potato if you have locked them out of the game. We're not in a rush here. We could see all sorts of things that can answer one or both of these cards in my opponent's deck. Scrubland might indicate that something like a Serenity exists, which would do absolutely disgusting things to me. Alright, so there goes the ley line, unfortunately. I'm just gonna, honestly, I am just going to fetch so that I can F6 my opponent's turn if I'm being real. Notably, because of the Thorn, my opponent was not able to both wear and tear, so they couldn't get the Thorn and my enchantment. Alright, so there's a looting. They might not be able to looting and reanimate in the same turn cycle, so there is some slim chance that I could do something cool. Oh, okay. Nope, it's fine. I mean, I feel like I was a little unlucky this game in terms of like what I drew after the mulligans for the lock piece. My opponent just gets protection from creatures and then I can't win. Right? So all these things, all these Echoing Truths are in the sideboard. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. I had the strategy of try to lock them out and keep that from happening. That did not occur. I guess they could pick instant, and then I still have ways to win. They've chosen artifacts. That's pretty legit. That means that the only way that I can do damage to my opponent... Oh, no, this doesn't have... Actually, there's still Grapeshot. I can still Grapeshot my opponent. It's a little hard with Thorn of Amethyst, but it's possible. Oh my god. Like, you know, what What did I do to deserve this? So I have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I've seen 12 of my lands already. I believe this is a 17 land deck. So that's kind of insane. This is you and what is it? Permanents you control? You and creatures you control and protection from the chosen type. Sure. Obviously very good. I will be on a 3-turn clock. Maybe it'll be worse than that, because my opponent's going again. Joke's on you, sucker. I have jack shit. Does absolute nothing in my hand. Alright, protection from artifact means that I can't actually block that. Okay. Alright. Look, it wasn't in the cards. It was not in the cards. Alright, so round 3, we have the ability to do some Glimpse of Nature shenanigans, potentially. I guess I'll keep this. Go like Ancient Tomb Copper Mirror on turn 1. Maybe play a Glimpse on turn 2 and just try to get deeper into the deck, get my like Metalcraft going, make it so that some of this other stuff is cheaper. So obviously one of the issues here is that like this deck just has so... Alright. Just let me play against some fucking bad deck. Just let me get paired against a bad deck where I can do my own bad deck thing and we can have fun. Oh, alright, sure. We just got paired against fucking oops all spells. Alright. Well, you know what? I will just board in like 15 cards and we will fuck around and play the sideboard game of like, can you turn 1 me in game 3? That's what we'll do. It'll be a grand old time for no one? Probably for no one. Yeah. Take my Glimpse of Natures. You've broken my spirit. Just break the rest of my hand apart before you go. That's fine. The Thassa's Oracle is here. The Dread returns here. I'm not gonna wait it out. All right. So I guess I will board in these cards. That's so many cards. I guess that means we're just like not a combo deck. We're gonna do the same general strategy as last round, where I try to just outvalue them with artifacts. I guess that means I can board out the Grapeshot too. Yeah, just sadness though. Just sadness. I need to board out 3 cards still. I guess I go down on like a couple of these, maybe 2 of these, something like that. Like it doesn't matter too much. Like Petal, Opal can't actually play the Thorn. So this one needs to go back. This needs another land, but it is extremely strong in that, like, I have a Leyline to start with and a Torpor Orb and a backup Torpor Orb. I'll have 16 lands to hit. I'll have 17 mana sources to hit. That's fine. Especially since I don't necessarily need to hit immediately. Alright, we dump the Leyline into play. We see if my opponent immediately concedes. They do not. So they might have some sort of Force of Vigor-esque answer in their 75 somewhere, which is not surprising. I am not going to fetch in my opponent's turn here, because I want to draw another land. Alright, so we're probably going to get... Oh. I was about to say we're probably just going to get discarded on turn 1. I guess my opponent could also just, like, play out a Balloostrats by and try to just hit me with... no, I guess they can't, right? Like... Okay, the Foundation Breaker is their thing of choice. That's fine. Another turn, and I would have had a Torpor Orb down to deal with that. But you can't have it all, right? Alright, goodbye to my stuff. Come on, land. We were really good at drawing them last game. That trend continues, thankfully. Good stuff. So we'll take double Tropical Island and play a Torpor Orb. Good stuff. So now my opponent has to get another one of those. Alright, yeah, Thoughtseize is fine. Now I don't get double Torpor Orb. Oh, they just straight up took a mirror. Wow. I mean, that's fine with me. I'll just play another one of these. I don't know. I don't know the Oops All Spells deck lists well enough right now to know like how many like Force of Vigor versus Foundation Breakers and things like that they're doing. But it seems like my opponent has at least an attempt to win the game. Okay, they're just playing. They're straight up just playing a 2/3. That's fine. Sure. I guess this casts a leyline technically, and I'll play this out. I should be able to kill my opponent before they kill me in terms of like clock. I have more random idiots in my deck that I can successfully cast than they do. All right, sure. I'll play this. I won't necessarily just crack it immediately. There's worlds where we end up in a very strange life total race. But I have a bunch of random draw twos in my deck at this point. I should be fine in terms of like closing out this game. But strange things have happened. Yeah, there we go. Now that I've hit a draw two, I feel pretty comfortable in just cracking. It's when I didn't hit something like this. Right. Yeah, sure. That's not on cast. It is not like it is not literally a thought cast. It is a thought cast stapled to something else. That's fine, right? Like this hits for 4, my opponent hits for 2. This probably stops attacking this turn. Yep, all right, that's fine. Yeah, so now I'll just build up a few more creatures and then take some attacks in. Oh, okay, opponent is back to attacking, which may mean that they have found another one of these that they can just cast for something else defensive. Yep, it is sure seeming that way. Okay, it's an Undercity Informer this time. Okay. This is a game of Magic the Gathering. I think that's what I have to say about this. Yeah, we'll just bash in with the flyer. And I can throw a bunch of assorted beaked creature in front of an Undercity Informer and see what my opponent wants to do about it. Fine. I guess there's some weird world where my opponent can put 4 creatures into play. No. There's not, because it stops the Thassa's Oracle too. It's like they can mill themselves, but can't really make good use of it. Okay, opponent just doing nothing with their turn. I think I will do the same. Yeah, no shenanigans on my end step or anything. Just we're both kind of awkwardly running on empty here. They're thinking about attacks this time though. Nope. Okay. Sure. I'll just play that and pass. What did I do in terms of sideboarding? Okay. I still have all 4 of the blue things that will draw me cards. Alright, I'm gonna hope this point of life isn't relevant or just pull lands out of the deck. I think we're just going to stare at each other in F6 for quite some time. Opponent's gonna be on just absolutely hard discarding things here. Alright. Oh, they have discarded a bridge from below. That's actually kind of interesting. I got attack with a bunch of mirror, let my opponent kill 2 of them, and get rid of this bridge from below. Like trade 2 points of damage for that bridge from below. This is a weird game of limited. My opponent can also sacrifice their own creatures to make zombies, but then like they mill themselves out. I guess that's not actually good. Yeah, I think I'm gonna take the offensive here and get rid of that bridge. It just makes me nervous. Okay, my opponent is going. Oh, no, they're very unsure. Okay, so they're picking the black ones so that I can't recast ley lines. Seems good. Goodbye, bridge. And I'll do another one of these. I respect their desire to take me off the ley lines, but if I redraw one, I just redraw it, and I can cast it. If I lose this game, this will be the first time that I have lost to just random beats from Oops All Spells. That's just not something that really happens. Okay, yeah, they can't really attack in. That makes sense. I guess I just play this. I can hold it in case I draw the blue thingy. I don't remember the name of it, but the thing that draws me cards when I cast artifacts. What an absolutely wild game, though. Well, not like wild as in like exciting party, but wild as in strange. Okay. Have another informer. You have a spirit guide. Sure. Alright, opponent just staying on the defensive here. And I will continue to do things. Things get a little weird if my opponent starts swinging. Like they're trying to go shields up right now. But if they try to swing in and turn the tables, okay, they're not. I will just continue to try and go wide. I have 3 damage represented with an attack next turn. I'll just kind of chill until I can do it all at once. So my opponent has 3 creatures that blocks these 3. There's 3 going through. I can play 2 more 1/1s and then try to go for lethal. All right, opponent just going to clean up again. All right, I'll play my land and pass the turn. Here we are, playing Magic the Gathering. It is a very strange game. Oh, there was a long pause on my end step. I thought I was going to die for a second. I saw my life flash before my eyes. All right, it is another 2/3. All right, well, I guess I'll do this. Like, I could hold it to try to draw a card off of it later, but I'd rather just play around a Force of Vigor. The Force of Vigor would instantly kill me if I only had 2 Sharper Orbs. There's also worlds where my opponent can just try to start chipping away at my board in a way that gets weird for me. Like, I have to triple block to kill a 2/3. These bodies are not large. Okay, my opponent is trying to play this one conservatively. All right, gas. Here we go. Let's do stuff. That's not really stuff. Kind of hoping to chain some stuff together. The next turn I will have 3 damage on an attack. Kind of just staying at parity here. 4 mana blue card that I haven't learned the name of yet because I haven't cast one. I need you. Where you at? Because that's the sort of thing that could realistically allow me to just make dumb attacks. And take some losses. Oop. Opponent has found another idiot. Oh, a spirit guide. Okay, that means I have another spy. That is actually annoying, because now my opponent can have 1 offensive and 1 defensive flyer. And I can't, like, block this profitably. And now I can't attack with this one. For the last few turns, it was just like, this thing could not attack. Alright, now I can trade for them. I don't get my cards here because of Torpor Orb. Womp womp. But now if my opponent attacks with 2 flyers, I just trade one of them for my opponent's. And if they attack with both flyers, they're dead on the backswing. So I'm okay again. Oh, opponent discarded Memory Journey at some point. This shuffles these in, right? Yeah. Shuffles 3 target cards from graveyard into our library. Sure. Alright, my opponent sat there for a couple of minutes and didn't do anything. Not sure if that was them literally stepping away from the computer or if they actually have something to think about. Oh my god, it's here. Vedalken Archmage! Yes! Yes, I will do stuff. Cast. Always yield. Yeah, I want to draw cards. Hell yeah. My deck is going to do stuff. This is fantastic. This is what we came here for. Okay, a Leyline of the Void. I will cast this. Black. 1, 2. Sure. I'll just cast that. Alright. I'm not going to be anywhere near dead to an attack if my opponent goes all out. I'm not sure that I need to tap any more of these creatures. So let's see. So my opponent has 5 blockers, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I'm not too lethal yet, but I'm real close. I also could have just, like, shocked myself to play the Leadenmer. That probably would have been okay, too. Okay. Opponent's doing something. A Dread Return. Targeting a Narcomoeba. That was probably, like, a multi-turn line as well. Alright, let's just confirm these get block. And my opponent has a whole bunch of other creatures. Yeah, I'm just gonna churn through my deck here. And draw as many cards as I can, and then try to swing for lethal next turn. Alright, I'll float a blue mana. I'll replay this Opal. Oh yeah. It's all coming together now. Play a mirror. Draw a card. Yeah. Okay, this is officially fun for me now. Turn the opal, or sorry, turn the petal into another petal. Yeah. Yeah. Opal. Okay, multiple thorns. I'll start playing those. That's fine. Like, they cantrip and keep my opponent from doing things and just draw me more critters. Okay, there's a ley line. Do I need a bonus ley line for any reason? Probably not with, like, multiple Thorn of Amethysts in play. I think I'll just go ahead and do this. Yet another Thorn. So my opponent has 6 creatures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll get in for 4 damage next turn. Is that it? Really? Thought Monitor gets blocked. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Wow, I don't actually have lethal next turn yet. Kind of wild. How much is this? 4. Yeah, I think I'm okay tapping 1 idiot to just put this in play. Take another draw. Should realistically price my opponent out of casting anything. Is my Grapeshot in my deck? Just curious. No, it is not currently in my deck. Okay. The Ancient Tomb's not doing me anything here. That's a card that I don't really want to click on at all. Just kind of been 1 point short of power at most turns. At this point, probably working towards the timeout win. Okay, my opponent has chosen to mill me. So this is their Hail Mary. They're trying to mill me out and just accepting that I will have a lethal attack if they don't mill me out. I respect the fuck out of this line. That's wild. Okay. GG's. Alright, that one was worth the price of admission right there. Okay. Given what I saw, do I want to change anything? Not really. I just want to draw a Vedalken Archmage earlier in the game. Yeah, I think that's good. The whole, like, Thought Monitor Torpor Orb thing is a little bit awkward, but I'm not always going to have Torpor Orb. On the draw, I basically want to have a Leyline of the Void no matter what. And we'll see how the rest of the hand ends up looking. Yeah, so, like, a hand that could make a turn 2 Thorn of Amethyst is not good enough. Let's see, did my opponent keep? My opponent kept 7. I'll mulligan. Nope. Does not have Leyline of the Void. This also does not have Leyline of the Void. It has turn 1 Torpor Orb. How is that? If my opponent kept a hand that just, like, thought seizes me, this is not great. Similarly, though, if my opponent kept a whatchamacallit hand, a Groundbreaker, is that right? The green evoke creature. This hand isn't fantastic. I think I need the Leyline hand on the draw. I mean, we're going deep for it at this point. Okay, yeah. Deep. So, the question is, what am I playing around? So this always goes back, this always goes back. I could straight up keep fucking triple Leyline of the Void. Or I could keep Leyline Ancient Tomb Torpor Orb. Triple Leyline. Kinda wild. I think I'm gonna keep the sort of middle of the ground hand where I do keep some mana. Like, if I get both of these things in play, it's pretty strong. Especially if I can get this down before my opponent does the evoke thing and destroys this Leyline. Okay, sure. You've got 3 mana. You've got 4 mana. Okay, sure. Yep. You have made a 2/3. That is their plan. Their plan is to 10 turn clock me. I am fine with tapping this for a Torpor Orb so that I don't just randomly lose to a combo later. But I probably won't tap this for just, like, a mirror or something like that. We'll see. Alright, I'm down to 16. Thorn? I'll wait. I think I'm comfortable waiting here. I need to play super conservatively with this Ancient Tomb. Because every time I tap this is one turn off my clock. This means that I should never have to tap the Ancient Tomb again. Like, at least for casting the 2 drops. I will be a little annoyed if after that ridiculous game 2, I just like lose to mulling to Oblivion and not being able to beat a single 2/3 flyer. I'll take another 2 going to 8. Not looking good for the home team. Yeah. All I need to do is draw like some sort of thought cast effect to just pull ahead here. Because, like, I have more damage than my opponent on board, but I have a pretty large deficit to overcome, and I can't really tap this Ancient Tomb currently. The opponent's going to clean up, they'll discard something. Alright, they have Junked a Memory Journey. Okay, there is a thought cast. So here's hoping that this starts a spree. Not really. I'll play this. Can't really afford to play that. I'll bash in for 1. And then in my next 2 turns, I either need to draw a flyer or combo off enough that my opponent is forced to go on the defensive. Alright, that land is just tapped. I go to 4. Not good. Hello, Ancient Tomb. Thank you for your service. I'll play this. And then next turn, I absolutely have to draw Thought Monitor. That's just all there is to it. I have, I believe, no other outs. I don't think I have any other flyers. I don't think I have anything else with reach or anything. Ooh, seems like opponent might be adding more power to the board. I don't think I had the luxury to play this out, because it just gets in the way of my own, like, churning through my deck and digging. Alright, Dark Ritual into another flyer. Yeah, life's bad. Yep, okay. GG's. That's sad for me, but it's probably a ridiculous story for that player, so hopefully they tell it. Okay, round 4. I don't really have anything going on with this hand. I just need to mulligan, try to find something. How's this one? This one can play a turn 1 Incubator and then 2 Mirror. And then we Thoughtcast. Yeah, I guess. Keep it. I guess this means we throw away the Trop. It's a little weird if my blue Mirror dies or gets countered. Okay. That, unfortunately, means we are probably playing against a good deck here. You're probably either playing against a blue-red Delver variant of some kind, or an Urza Echo deck. Oop, am I lagging? Okay, I was lagging there. Alright, I mean, let's try this and get wastelanded. And if this works, that would be super dope. Alright, this is prompting a response from my opponent. This probably gets dazed, and then I'll die. This gets dazed, and then I'll die. Okay. The wasteland is the worst case scenario, obviously. Okay, there's the redeploying of the land. Alright, didn't get wastelanded. I will now play a bunch of 1/1s and try to reduce Thoughtcast to a reasonable mana cost. Alright, there's a lightning bolt. Not that opponent really needs to kill that, but when you don't know what's going on, just point spells at things and try to stop your opponent. Alright, cool. Alright, so this one is basically over. Yeah, I can't cast any spells, my opponent has a Ragavan. I think at this point we can safely throw in the towel. Like, let's be real, this deck is not going to beat blue-red Delver anyway. Could board in an Echoing Truth to try to deal with a Murktide or something. I didn't really build the sideboard to have any game versus blue-red Delver. Like, yes, I know it's the best deck in the format, but, like, look at what we're trying to do. Look at how many moving parts this has. We are not going to beat one of the most interactive decks in the format. We'll give it a shot, but I don't really have things here. Alright, what are we looking at? A capable hand is what we're looking at. I'm just going to get absolutely bodied by interaction, though, unfortunately. I will be able to attempt to play a Vedalken Archmage around days next turn. And then maybe I can string something together that's meaningful, but, like, bolts, wastelands, dazes, forces, like, there's so many things that are just good against me here. Yeah. I don't think I get to play around days. Like, if I play around Days and then just get wastelanded, or I play around Days and my opponent starts dashing Ragavan or something, I'm so far behind. I'm just jamming. Like, this thing dies to a lightning bolt or on a holy heat or whatever. I also don't have any artifact spells in hand. Alright, there's a Dragon Rage Channeler. Yep. So I feel justified for not trying to play around Days. There's a Glimpse with no ability to actually just cast an artifact. Ooh, cool! Basically, the plan's all coming together. Alright, sure. Alright, new land drop from my opponent. They'll be able to clear the Brainstorm. I will absolutely just take one here. I'm not too worried about the initial damage at all. What I'm worried about is actually doing anything with my hand, because I currently do not have any ability to draw cards or do anything meaningful. Sure. I'm gonna end step fetch and just get a Tropical Island out of the deck. Okay. Do I just Glimpse and treat that as a redraw here? Probably. Oh, Glimpse. Alright, there's a Force of Will. Which honestly I'm fine with. Like, this was a draw one random card. That's fine. There's another Archmage. I can't cast it. I don't even know if I'm supposed to, like, trade my 1/1 for a Ragavan. That's how weird of a spot I'm currently in. I guess I will, because my opponent is offering. But I really need this mana to play around, like, Days or even cast this at all. But I don't think I get to just ignore it. It's also pretty likely that a Murktide Regent just comes down and I basically have to auto-concede to it. Yeah, opponent's waiting to pay costs here. I also have enough card types. Yeah. Alright. Cool. Cool. I mean, I guess... No, I guess there's exactly one line where I can win. I would need to draw the Incubator and then draw a whole bunch of mirror off the triggers. I don't even think that actually works. Whatever, I can take one more draw step. Okay. I might die now if my opponent is, like, actually needing more mana. Price of progress, sure. Alright, we're just dead. GG's. Okay, this opening hand has plenty of mana, but absolutely no card draw at all. I think I need to mulligan. This hand is, I guess, fine. I don't have a way to reduce the cost of the mirror to make the Glimpse actually good. I'd probably throw back one Glimpse. Maybe this Lotus Petal isn't doing anything. But it can contribute to Metalcraft. Yeah. I'll keep the Lotus Petal. It makes things like Thoughtcast and Thought Monitor a little bit easier. Alright, please just name a bad tribe. Yes, thank you. Absolutely. Let's fucking go. Thank you, Joe. Blue Berserker? Okay. So we are playing against Changelings. That's fine. I dig it. I'll cast this Lotus Petal. I'll cast my Copper Mirror specifically, because then I can use that to cast a Glimpse next turn. I don't think I just want to take the redraw now. I will keep my I will keep my Metalcraft count higher. Is this gonna name Berserker too? Like, are there legit Berserkers in there? Or is this just like the Dwarf deck again? Insect. Okay, so Insect probably indicates that, like, Grist is involved somewhere. Okay, this is legit. Okay. Oh, is that just Dwarf Berserker? Dwarf Berserker. Okay, cool. Yeah, so we've played this one on the channel a handful of times. So basically, my opponent can now tap their dwarves, and these changelings are dwarves. And then when the dwarves become tapped, they get a treasure token. They're going to sacrifice 5 treasures, and then they can go and get something scary from their deck. They can get an artifact or dragon and put it into play. So I'll take 2 here, and my opponent will get a treasure. Okay. I'll basically always play this, and that means that this costs 2. I want to wait on this, or do it. Yeah, I think I'll wait on this. So I'll go ahead and Glimpse. We'll play my Leaden Myrrh, and then I'll draw a card. There's another one. Do I want to Thoughtcast? I don't think I want to Thoughtcast. I think I'm just going to take another card off of my Glimpse of Nature. I'll Thoughtcast next turn. Yeah, I got to draw 2 for 1 green mana. We take those. So now my opponent just gets to do their Magda shenanigans this turn, which I assume in one way or another means that I lose the game. I don't know how exactly, but I'm going down. I take 4 from this attack, because the dwarves get a boost. And then something along the lines of a Platinum Empyrean level threat is going to happen. I don't know exactly what it'll be, but that sort of thing is going to happen. Okay, yep, here it is. How bad is it? What? Okay. Dragons cost 1 less to cast. Whenever 1 or more dragons you control attack, draw that many cards, then you may put a permanent from your hand onto the battlefield. Okay. Kinda wild. So then this is going to be a 3-3, or, sorry. The 4-3 double, or no, it is a 3-3 double striker, but Magda makes it bigger. Okay. I mean, let's try to, like, draw a stupid number of cards here, and then concede to that dragon. So I guess I play this. I'll Thoughtcast again. Alright. So I can play an Opal. Are you 1 mana yet? You are 1 mana now. We'll draw 2. This is actually looking like a very respectable turn. If my opponent didn't have a 10-10 dragon on the other side of the battlefield, I might be pretty good with what's going on here. But I think at this point, my opponent's crew is just scarier than mine. There's also the fact that they could just, like, keep doing this Magda thing as they tap these dwarves again, and they're just going to get, like, another one. It's not really ETB that's the problem. I guess I'll Echoing Truth some of that stuff out of play, question mark, question mark, question mark. I don't know, maybe I just give up on that and just try to kill my opponent by drawing a bunch of cards and doing the combo thing. I don't know that I want to dilute my deck. Like, they're able to produce so much mana via treasures and stuff that I don't actually know that just flooping something out of play for 1 turn is actually going to be all that harmful. Like, I can Echoing Truth something like that dragon back to their hand, and then it will just pull something different out of their deck. And even if it's just pulling something like a couple of 4-3 double strikers, like, as we saw, like, I lost a game to Oops All Spells when they just, like, played a 2 or 3 power flyer and just turned it sideways a bunch of times, so. We'll just see if we can put together the thing. Alright, how's our opening hand look? Okay, I have the Incubator, and I have the Archmage here. I have the pieces I need to actually assemble the combo and do the thing, and we might be able to do the thing once in this entire league. That's what I'm hoping for at this point. Alright, my opponent has mulligan to 5. I don't know how good that actually is for me in the grand scheme of things, because they don't need that many things to get going. Just like a 1-drop changeling of some kind into Magda is going to put me under a terribly swift clock, especially when I can't really interact with my opponent's stuff. Alright. Yeah. I will have just absolutely so much card draw ability if I can get a chain going before I effectively lose the game. We'll see whether or not I actually can do that, though. Alright, Insect for this one in respect of Grist. I assume this is Magda if my opponent is making red. Yep. So my opponent gets 2 Lotus Petals here. Pretty good. Yeah, as expected. We'll see if my opponent just, like, uses them to dump more 1-drops into play, or whether or not they're just going to bank the mana for the future. I'll take 2. Puts me at 18. My opponent gets another treasure here. And my opponent is absolutely on pace to do things before I do, unfortunately. Okay. I will cast this Incubator, and then I will try to go off next turn. I think it is worth it to wait a turn so I can cast a Glimpse and then play these creatures for free. I think that's better than trying to just dump them into play now. I think the 1/1 bodies or the mana isn't nearly as relevant as the card draw is. Okay, they are making black, so that is an indicator of an incoming grit. Oh, nope, never mind. Thought that was going to be Grist. I'll take 4 damage, and then my opponent gets a 10-10 dragon. which honestly is pretty legit. Not even mad. But I will at least not be immediately dead, so I can at least try to do my thing. Alright, what do you got? There's your 5 treasures. Okay, they're just waiting. That's fair. Alright, here we go. We're gonna fetch a tropical island. I'm gonna cast 2 Glimpse of Natures, and we're just gonna try to fucking go off. Here we go. Cast a mirror. Draw 2 cards. Repeat the process. There's another incubator. That doesn't really do me any good. You cost 1 yet? You cost 2 currently. And the next one will cost 1. And this is a billion cards that I get to look at here. Like, this is a draw 4. Okay, nice, nice. Draw 2 more. Alright. I mean, here I go. So when I start drawing things like Mox Opals, I can actually put those into play and net some mana of other kinds. And that's what I will need to cast a Grapeshot and kill my opponent. Okay. They're making the move on Magda. I assume this is just so they can F6. Whenever you or a permanent you control becomes a spell or an ability, counter it unless great ones. Okay. They're going for some safety here. That's fine. So I guess I will Thought Monitor. Draw another 4 cards. Great, great, great. Alright. So there's a Petal. I'll play a new Opal. We'll use that for a Thought Monitor. Draw 4 more cards. Okay, I just Glimpse again? Guess I Glimpse again. So can I beat this with a Grapeshot? How does this work with copies? Well, I guess I'll probably find out, right? Alright, Glimpse again. Lotus Petal. Draw 3 with my mirrors. Okay. Good shit. And we're going, and we're going, and we're going. Yeah, I'm just gonna click on stuff and then we'll figure out how Unsettled Mariner works with this if I actually go and end up finding it. I guess I Thought Cast here. Cast a new Opal. Go blue for a new Thought Cast. Ooh, I do need to find more Mirror. Or the Grapeshot or whatever. Like, I just mostly have lands right now. I want to get one of these in play, but I'm not sure that I can get up to that amount of mana easily. Okay, there's some more. Glimpse again? I probably don't Glimpse again, right? Like, at some point, I have to just save mana for my Grapeshot. And then I figure out whether or not that actually works. Alright. Yes. Okay, so now I figure out if this works. I think this is going to get countered. I guess I'll find out. Like, I'll just build up my storm count a little bit more. Cast 1 more here. Leaves me with 1 card in deck. Cast a Petal for lulls. I think I have to pay this for each copy, unfortunately. I'm relatively sure. Okay, so I won't pay that for the first one. Ah, shit. Alright. This is a proof of concept. I will put all of these things on the stack and then be sad that my opponent is not dead. Oh my god, there's so many of these. Alright, same targets, same targets, same targets, same targets, same targets. Same targets with this last one here. With this last one here. I would like to find the battlefield. Magda's a 2-1. I'll hit Magda with that. Yep. Oh. Okay, I just kind of cut out a lot of that there. No. No. And yes to this last one. I will take out the Magda. Oh god, now I have to discard all these cards. Okay, cool. Okay, I have discarded my things. Alright, so my opponent has another land. I have 1 card left in deck. Guess I could have, like, not played another card. I was just mostly unsure how this interaction worked with copies specifically. The copies still count as spells. Right, what do you have? A Masked Vandal, sure. Alright, they blow up my Incubator. I think they survive an attack and then I die. Yes, I will take the cheeky attack for 1. Alright, I go to 12. This is not 20 points of power, so my opponent will live through this, and then I will just deck myself. Which honestly, since I'm 0-4, I would have conceded this one anyway. But I am glad we had proof of concept, and we were at least able to do the thing in 1 round. Go, there's no trick here. I'm dead. Just block. Okay, we got a handful of blocks here. Alright, opponent goes to 4, and then I am just going to die because I can't draw a card. So I am just going to go ahead and preemptively concede here. GG's. Overall thoughts on the deck list. We managed to do the thing once, which means that this league was a success. Just kind of talking about deck building here. This is essentially a kitchen table idea, right? This is, I have these old cards that I want to play with. Can I make them do a thing? And the answer was yes. Every once in a great while, we can get this deck to do the thing. But kind of conceptually, in order for this deck to work, you need to have resolved a 3-mana card, and then either another 4-mana card or a 1-mana card. If you've done the 4-mana card, it also needs to survive and not eat like Swords of Plowshares, Lightning Bolt, or any other sort of removal spell of that nature. You then need to hit enough of these to get yourself going to the point where you can either glimpse more or build up enough artifacts to cast Thought Monitor. And even when you start going off, it's not necessarily guaranteed at first in order to do that. So this deck has a lot of moving parts. Compare this to the sort of Cheerios deck list that I played before, where that had, I don't know, it was something along the order of like 30 0-drop creatures or something insane like that, right? So like you needed a glimpse, and then you were pretty guaranteed to be able to draw most of your deck once you got going. Here, in order for me to do like the glimpse side or the Vedalken Archmage side, like a lot of things need to go right. As far as deck building goes, I wish I would have cut 1 Glimpse of Nature for 1 more Vedalken Archmage. Like, this thing is 4 mana and all, but like once it gets going, you also get to draw cards off the Lotus Petals and Mox Opals and things of that nature. And that's kind of strong. As far as the sideboarding goes, like, I picked a couple of things that I could realistically try to beat. Again, I don't think I have any sort of business being able to beat a real competitive deck, like, you know, one of the blue-red decks, one of the blue-red saga decks, or anything like that. We're not going to beat any deck that's highly interactive, but every once in a while we might be able to steal some games with something like this. All right, I hope you enjoyed watching me do the thing in the final round here. If you did, throw me a like on the way out. It's the easiest way to support my content for free. Have a great rest of the day, and I hope you're enjoying whatever Legacy or Modern or whatever shenanigans you're up to. See ya!